how does it feel to kind of finally have this underway and done and kind of get started now?
Listen, I'm in awe of the turnout today. This was really impressive. And it just shows you the commitment and the support that this program has. And I'm thrilled today.
Kellie, gave the arm into Power Mizzou 24/7. Laird talked a lot, even before the process, about the commitment that was needed to the program. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is probably the first process you've gone through where NIL and things like that are such a big part of it. What part did that play in your conversation?
Yeah, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, it's a big part because that's where we're at in athletics. And so I had to feel and know that the support was going to be there for women's basketball, and support not just in being here and showing up, but the support financially, and give us an opportunity to be competitive in not just our league, but region and then national.
Obviously, the answer to that was you felt it was there, but what kind of gave you that confidence throughout the process?
Well, a little research. I think for me, I knew where I felt like we needed to land, where we needed to be, and I think that's where we're going to be. And I think, as the landscape changes, and because I feel like now something's new every week, right? If things change and there needs to be a different approach, I feel really, really confident in our administration to be able to figure out how to keep us competitive regardless of the landscape.
Kellie, what have the past couple of weeks been like, talking to players? What have those conversations been like for you?
It's the past couple of weeks you're balancing trying to have conversations with your own team who also had their spring break. So we're a little behind in terms of being able to have meetings done with our players because they needed their spring break. But that put us probably a little bit further along with getting on the horn with transfer portal kids, high school kids, a few coaches, and then a priority of mine was to be able to solidify my staff. So having those phone calls as well has been important. And we're not finished. We still have some staff members we're bringing on board, but to have the three that we have was really critical.
You mentioned high school kids. Obviously, you've been in the Midwest before at Missouri State. What did you kind of learn about recruiting the state, recruiting this region?
Yeah, I think one, the style of basketball that you see in this region really fits me. So a lot of high school and club teams in this region, I want to recruit from. I like this style, and I think that it's going to be a really good thing. I think getting back here has been great to be able to connect with some of those pieces, some of those folks, some of the players in the game.
Coach, thank you. When you talk about the high school, obviously Nikki Kirstein is still committed to Mizzou. Have you gotten a chance to talk with her, and what do you think she brings to this program?
Yes, I've talked to Nikki. I talked to her last week, and then I actually talked to her last night. Put all my assistant coaches on the phone with her. I think we're going to try to catch up at some point and really visit. But I think, this is a kid coming from a winning program. I think that is important. Winners know how to win. And when you can pull in players who are coming from winning programs, I think that's really important.
Just on the revenue standpoint a little bit more, what is a reasonable time for this team to be able to compete at the level that you expect?
This year, right? I mean, I think we have such a good core, and we've had a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement and a lot of interest from some really talented portal players. So I'm not trying to look years down the road. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do it this year. And I think with the landscape now, you get the right pieces, you can make some waves pretty quickly.
Would you have entertained a job in another league? Like how important was it to be back in the SEC?
I would have. I think, SEC, the positives are I'm very familiar with the SEC. I can do scouting reports with my eyes closed, right, on these teams and coaches. the con is it's hard to move up in this league. I mean, everybody knows it. In any sport, it's hard to move up in this league. So for me, I love the fact that Mizzou's in the SEC because I have the familiarity, but this is the school I would have chosen regardless of the league.
You mentioned in your introduction I'm a basketball coach, so it's something that look like you do. When did that moment kind of strike when you had to come to the decision?
Yeah, this year, I'll be honest with you, there was a lot that I enjoyed about this year. I didn't have that tightness in my neck, you know, that stress will give you sometimes. It was the most stressful thing I had to do was first grade homework. I didn't do it. I get my child to do first grade homework. I loved the chance that we had to spend with our kids this past year. It was amazing, and I'll cherish it forever. Getting back in the studio and talking basketball was really good for me in terms of reminding me what I'm good at. But the SEC tournament was like a recruiting visit. Oh, I loved it. Wanted to be back there. And that was almost the cherry on top for me. And it was just this big build-up of making a decision that if the right call came, and it was right, and it had to check so many boxes. I mean, I was so picky. But if I could get the right one, I wanted to do it, and this one was, I'm thrilled.
What is it about this job, this role, that makes this the right one for you, this one?
Yeah, I think, our athletic director, administration, I cannot emphasize that enough. It's somebody that you want to work for, somebody that you want to be around, and somebody that you want success for them as well. Also knowing the core of student athletes that we have, I think that was important because those are the type of kids I would recruit. And I think also knowing the staff that I would be able to hire here, that was also a huge factor in my decision. And then also just really believing in the opportunity that this program has for growth. Like I said, it's hard to move up in the SEC, but I think we could do it. I really do. So just believing in that was really important.
Kellie, I'm curious, did you get to talk to Sophie Cunningham at all? I know she was a big part of the process. What was your conversations there?
Yeah, she was on a interview, so she asked a few questions. I've known Sophie for a long time. Other than a few games per year, always pulled for her. She was tough to play against, great competitor, but somebody that we're really proud of. And I'm really excited about just having the opportunity to sit down, visit with her, and honestly pull for this summer in a different capacity, right? As with a sisterhood, so to speak.
Last one, guys.
Coach, you mentioned the core that's coming back, but what's the balance of kind of managing those players, but then also making upgrades to the roster with the transfer portal?
Yeah, I think there has to be a buy-in from our returners that they want to be good, and they have to understand that's going to take some more pieces. And I think they want that. They want to succeed. They want to be elite. So I think they have to understand it starts with them. It really does. And then as we add, we're bringing them into the core. We're not going to we're not going there. We're bringing each player into our core, and that's where I got cold chills thinking about that. Right, just that's where we can really make some headway and move forward.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Coach.
all.
Appreciate it.
You guys.